Hello everyone and welcome back to final transfer video it will be a while since the next will be uploaded, so it will be summer transfer window rankings probably. But this time I'm going to rank Serie A transfers 4 to 10 as I've done with 4 other leagues. This is the only Big 5 league that I haven't done yet, so even though this is probably a couple weeks late, I'm still doing this because I wanted to do this for every of the top 5 leagues. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. So first team I've got here is Atalanta. They didn't really sign anyone, at least that I can remember. But they lost Gollini, Pierluigi Gollini, goalkeeper, and Malinowski on loan deals. There were other loan deals as well, so yeah, Malinowski has played pretty well for Marseille. If I'm not mistaken, he scored a game-winning goal recently, so yeah, I'm gonna say 6 for them because they lost depth, and that could be important, that they lost depth and don't have that many players. Bologna, they got 1 or 2 players on loan, but about 6 players left, so I'm gonna give them a 7 just because more players left than they got. But yeah, of course, I'm just telling my own opinions. You can tell your opinions in the comments down below which I rated wrongly, but which team I rated wrongly. But yeah, I haven't got every information about every single player, so if I don't recognize some of the players they signed, well, then I can't do anything about it. But I tried to find as much information about these teams' transfer windows. So Cremonese, they signed 3 players on loan. Benassi was the one that rang my bell the most. Marco Benassi. They lost few players on loan, but overall I'm gonna give them an 8, but because even though they're last in the league, at least they tried to do something. They lost some players, but they got new players, so yeah. Empoli, they lost many players on loan. Yeah, they got Caputo, experienced forward. I believe other 2 forwards as well. All those were loan deals. But I would say, yeah, I'm gonna give them an 8 as well. Caputo could be a good player for them, brings experience and all that. Fiorentina, they got Barak, Czechian player, or Czech player, Brekalo, Croatian Sirigu, experienced goalkeeper. They lost players on loan like Benassi that I just mentioned and Yusuf Maleh, but yeah, I'm gonna say they did pretty well getting Barak and Bregalo and others, so I'm gonna give them a 9. Hellas Verona, next, they got many players on loan deals, as did many of these teams, I noticed, but yeah, Andrei Duda, for example, was one of the loan deal players that they got. They lost many players on loan like Antonin Barak to Fiorentina. I'm not sure, that probably wasn't a loan deal, but they lost many other players on loan. But yeah, it's hard to tell really. I'm gonna give them an 8 because at least they tried and they're in the relegation battle if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, at least they try to do something to help their situation. Then 3 big teams next. So Inter Milan. Inter didn't really get anyone, not that I can remember. Not that many big teams got anyone big in the winter or January transfer window. They lost Radu, the Romanian goalkeeper. Sebastian Esposito left on loan. Other loan players, I'm gonna give them a 7 because I think they should have done better, but also Napoli is maybe too far away, so yeah, it's understandable that they didn't sign anyone. and maybe they just wait for the summer transfer window instead. Juventus, yeah, they didn't really sign anyone either. They lost Weston McKennie on loan, or was it permanent deal? I can't remember. They lost Pellegrini as well. Yeah, I mean, it's hard really to say. I'm gonna give them a 7 as well, because I think they really should have tried harder, but yeah, they didn't really lose core guys, if you don't count Weston McKennie as being one of them. Lazio, they got Luca Pellegrini that I just mentioned, and yeah, they lost players like Escalante on loan, who has had in 3 games for Cadiz 2 goals, so maybe he could have been important. I believe there were 3 other loan players they lost. Yeah, but overall they didn't really do bad, so I'm gonna give them an 8. Then let's say about as many players came, 45, not 45, 4 or 5 players on or loan, I can't really remember. Yeah, I can't remember that they would have lost anyone big. They have probably just lost that many players that they got, so 4 to 5 players on loan as well. So I'm gonna give them a 9 for their try to improve things. Then AC Milan, they didn't really get anyone, not that I can remember, but they didn't really lose anyone, so yeah, I'm gonna give them an 8. They probably should have signed a couple of players, because they haven't had really great games recently, so yeah. Monza, yeah, they got young left back Carboni, or what was his name, from Inter. They lost many players on loan deals or free deals. Yeah, but I'm gonna give them a 7, because they lost many depth guys, but yeah, maybe they needed just change of scenery. Then Napoli, the league leaders, obviously they got Golini on loan, as they did Berezinski, the Polish right back. Yeah, many players left on loan, Sirigu on free transfer, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm gonna give them. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a 9, because I think the signings they got could be important, and also they lead league quite comfortably. So maybe they don't really need anyone that big in the winter transfer window. As Roma, well, they got Diego Lorente from Leeds, the Spanish centre back. Yeah, they lost Matias Viña, Uruguayan, Gonzalo Villar, Zaniolo, was the name Shomorudo or something as well. They got Solbakken, Ulla Solbakken, Norwegian player. Yeah, I'm gonna give them an 8. They lost excellent players, or players that could have been excellent if they were correctly played, but they also got some interesting players who could help them in the race for the European spots. Then Salernitana next. They got Guillermo Ochoa for free, so that's a plus. I think Ochoa is a great goalkeeper, even though he has been better with Mexican side than with the sides that he has played in the past with the league. So yeah, but yeah, they got Trostekong as well, Nigerian centre back. Yeah, they lost many players on loan, but not many notable ones. So I'm gonna give them a 9 for the try. Sampdoria, they got many players on loan, more than 6 I believe, and Hesse as well, the Spanish player who has previously played for Real Madrid, not that many games, but still. Yeah, lost many players, probably even more than they got. Berezinski, Caputo, Omar Colley left, the experienced centre back, and Moroccan midfielder Sabiri left also. There is quite a turnaround, but their season hasn't been that great, so yeah, I'm gonna give them an 8 for the try as well. Sassuolo, they got a couple players on loan, but about 7 or 8 players left, so they lost some depth, so I don't really know. I'm gonna give them a 6 because they lost many players. Spezia, for them many players came. Marchetti, the experienced 39-year-old goalkeeper, came. They lost Kivior, the Polish centre back, to Arsenal for 25 million, and other players on loan, but I think the Kivior, they got a decent price for him, so yeah, I'm gonna give them an 8, even though Kivior probably could have been important for them, but especially since they're right in the verge of getting in the relegation zone. But yeah, Torino, they got a couple of players on loan. Ivan Ilic, Serbian midfielder, for example. They lost Sasa Lukic, Serbian midfielder, also to Fulham. Other players left on loan. But overall, I'm gonna give them an 8 as well. And lastly, Udinese, they got Florian Thauvin, a French winger from Tigres. He went there for at least a couple of years, from Marseille, if I'm not mistaken. They lost, what's the name, Makonga or something, to Lorient, 24-year-old French midfielder. Some other players left on loan. But overall, I think they did pretty solid. I'm gonna give them an 8 as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about this Serie A transfer window, January transfer window, and how I rated these teams. Were some of my ratings too high or too low? And yeah, I know this is a couple weeks too late, probably, but I wanted to do this, so here are the ratings, and hit the like and subscribe if you would like to see more football content, and have a nice day.